On the other hand, undead are
might be a difficult down there or something.
yeah. Undead are an issue for a few of us.
Well, we can go and ask him what the problem is, and
if we
if
deal
it's not
with the
urgent.
If we deal with the bandits, that's taking away manpower from Ajax, which you might also want to do.
If he is, in fact, in league with the bandits.
There's also the letter that Tempus retrieved for you folks from one of the drow, which, of course, you can read on the world map.
Alright.
Your target is among a small group of travelers leading to Newport. Leave no survivors, and you will be well rewarded with continued employment. And then a wax seal.
Yeah, we can ask about what a
With
seal
an
is.
M.
With an M.
Yeah.
For mayor.
If that's something that you wanted to ask Senator Carmilla Cabot tonight, I would certainly allow you to do so. But perhaps before you left. Well, in that case, she would look pretty fucking alarmed. Ask herself to be excused while she retreats to the study. And come back 45 seconds later and say that that is the symbol of House Melkor. The same house who requested discreet assistance in dealing with their mausoleum trouble.
We should go to the mausoleum.
Yeah.
We should. Well, I mean, so how does Melkor want to kill us? Well, one of us, I suppose. Well, all of us by association, it seems. But like, and they have made undead in their mausoleum, or they're looking to get people down there so they can make undead in the mausoleum. But they don't seem
Either
to
way,
be.
we want to mess that shit up.
They don't seem to be friends of druids, right? So. They're kind of secondary priority.
Undead and the Wildwood do not get along.
Yeah, so if this city was to fall, then at least they would also have to fight undead in the mausoleum.
I don't like your thinking.
In that way,
No.
as long as it's contained.
The undead is in the city, therefore is a threat to the city. It will only hinder us
but
here.
we all have 2 weeks to deal with this whole, or prepare the city as best we can. And
Yes, but this will only take a couple of hours, hopefully. As traveling to this other town might take a couple of days. So I think we should do this first.
House Melkor's sort of like manor and estate is about I'd say an hour's walk north of Foghaven. And to provide some more background information, since you might have asked Carmilla Cabot some follow-up questions, the leader, the matriarch of that household is one, let's see here, Ursilia Melkor, and I'll write that down.
they're not drow, are they?
No, they're humans. Now, Ursilia Melkor has lived here for 2 centuries. She is a human. She initially owned, her family does own quite a bit of this land, and they invested heavily into the region, so that as peasantry and other folks like moved in to the south, like to surround Newport, her family profited quite a bit. Ursilia Melkor is a senator of Foghaven. And though she seldom makes appearances, her daughter, who stays with her, or possibly her granddaughter, or maybe like someone, she's lived for 200 years, they're not entirely sure at this point where exactly the lineage is. But Bree Melkor ends up being Ursilia's mouthpiece, although Ursilia does make public appearances on occasion.
Yeah. And also we don't want to have enemies
How
on two
many
fronts.
people live 2 centuries?
Well, it's not impossible, especially with powerful magic. The Archmage has lived a few centuries, and he's human. Emperors have been known to live a few centuries as well. That being said,
only virtuous people.
That being said, to live for so long is a combination of incredible luck and presumably skill as well. Because without access to powerful magic, her body would have given up.
Yeah. Or she's undead.
In which case...
We will do absolutely nothing to stop her and focus on the druid.
No.
But yes, it's Senator Ursilia Melkor.
That is the most pressing concern, in my opinion.
Well, you folks will have a week to discuss the situation and determine what it is that you...
As soon as you hear... There's not even anyone asked about undead. It's just a mausoleum. Maybe they needed to be sweeped.
Then that can be
They
one
have to kill one of us at least.
But
I suppose if it only takes an hour, but can't really be sure of that.
one more thing, the message that Thomas gave to the senator, did she say anything about that?
No, she just took it.
Okay, sure.
Later.
Thomas wouldn't have read it. That would have been rude.
Well, so it might have
These
been,
fuckers
might
are
have been
trouble.
hit by something. So yes, that's the end to your first session of the 13th Age campaign as Grimith takes on Europe. What do you folks think?
I like it. I feel
like it too.
powerful even though I'm level 1. Well,
Yeah.
I felt powerful until I only had magic missile left. But what can you do?
You did well.
Imagine if you hadn't picked magic missile.
Yeah, I would have frosted all the time and missed.
Yes, I considered the possibility that you might use your acid arrows on some of the larger creatures that you might have encountered. For the encounters did certainly shift based on the icon relationship dice you received. Certainly it was a possibility that you might not fight the bandits, as Griffin God's icon relationship die gave him an advantage to use in that situation.
Nope. He just got a fine bottle of whiskey.
But that wasn't a particularly taxing fight. Everything considered.
That may have
Well,
been...
yeah, when you fucking just throw 20s around, nothing's gonna be taxing.
You know,
Yeah.
I did roll 2 20s and the lightning
That was
storm.
good luck.
It felt pretty weird because most fights were just over after a round, and then we had the direwolf.
But they had,
Well,
that thing had so much health, though.
At that point, we'd also expended a lot of our
Yeah,
resources.
that's true. That's true.
And the pack attack devastated us.
Yeah. Just that 18 damage and every hit. Oh, God.
And you
Yeah.
antagonized the fuck out of it.
We did. I tried to help, but
There's not a we, there's a Dwohurim.
But that guy's an asshole. I think we'd all agree that he needs to die.
well,
Like, this is not ending
actually-
before he's dead.
Well, he
And
certainly
not buried.
actually he sort of threatened me for no reason,
Yeah.
and he attacked
And he would
common
gladly have
people
let
just
you
traveling
die.
on the
from
road,
that.
and
Like,
and
like, you can't say he didn't try to kill you.
Look, he didn't threaten
with
you.
what you
He
ended
let
up with.
nature take its course.
Yeah, exactly.
He relinquished control of the dire wolf, and the dire wolf did what a dire wolf does.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
how they
agree with
work.
that.
It's like, oh,
You don't
I
agree
just-
with that.
I just,
right in front of us.
I don't
I
agree, you're
didn't kill you. I
factually
just summoned
correct.
the tsunami that did it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I just summoned it. I didn't.
Yeah, I just
steer
channeled
it
the
at the last
lightning into
moment.
your face. I didn't kill you. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, that's not. No.
that's not
no.
how you operate. Because I'm glad
No.
if you don't operate that way.
No, I
Good.
don't.
Then just make a fire ritual and burn this fucking forest down like all time.
I don't
Speaking-
agree with that either.
Think of all the
fire
undead that would die too.
Manaki, good news, by the way. I'm probably going to take ritual casting, so ritual burning arc.
Exactly.
Well, they might have wards
Yes,
against
yes,
that.
because of the icons can't deal with the wildwood. Surely the level 2 player characters can take it
Nope.
down.
Just
You
start
know-
fire in the corner. And
You know, I'm
then-
probably
we
not
can
going to...
try a little bit
God
of it
damn it, we
burns,
can try.
and-
You know, I'm probably
and
not
we
going
get
to
a little
roll
bit
to
happy.
burn down the forest as my first action.
It seems like we should spend our 2 weeks basically weakening them and somehow changing the mood of the city to actually like, oh yeah, maybe we should actually defend this place and not just die.
Well, they probably
Yeah,
want
maybe.
to defend it, just they're probably not ready.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we
making
need
it
to show them
like,
that.
that there's a problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we can do that. Like, if that town down by the forest there has been like wiped out, that
Yeah.
might be like a good indicator that there is a problem.
The main thing
So-
is that he threatened an entire town of people with no reason, and that's the
Because one
reason
druid
I
had been
noticed.
killed by an arrow.
the whole town.
He was like, "You
set-
passersby,
No,
you
that's-
find this out, and I will actually try to kill you, even though you agreed." And then, yeah.
What the fuck?
That's what he does.
I
That's
don't
how
really
they operate,
I don't
all of
really
them.
consider Dwohurim to have agreed in that situation.
That's how they operate.
Yeah, that's not what I'm used to though.
These
You just
terrible
attack
monsters.
the people that don't agree to leave, and basically cuts down trees without permission.
Oh, they do attack people who don't agree to leave.
Well, maybe if Dwohurim hadn't been fucking slinging around 5s for Archmage, and then cast a ritual on the wagon, and showed his Archmage colors, and then rolled another 5 in the confrontation with the
we're all
Direwolf.
happy we didn't spend 3 more days in that forest.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to get any sort of anyone saying we should spend more time. If so, you can go in there and sleep in it for a few more days and see how you feel.
No.
No.
The druid says no, is what you're telling me.
But
it's a cursed forest.
Even the druid doesn't like this fucker.
I was tickled by Manakai's depiction of how he thought this stereotypical first session would go. Whenever we just talked so long ago, something about like you get into a fight with bandits, and then like Dirk gets wounded, and then you have to go on the covered wagon, and
yeah.
No, he was just out. Just no, not gonna
not
help.
fucking fight.
We managed to not get him wounded, I think. We could have been like, campaign lost, fight, Dirk gets eaten by Direwolf and it runs away.
You know, if he would have run with you, he just would have lost the covered wagon.
Yeah.
Also, might be slightly annoyed at us.
And you
And
so would have not
paid us
gotten paid.
25 gold pieces.
He should have helped us against a direwolf at least.
No, I think he was just scared, hiding under the wagon or something.
Well, now we can take all his money.
Let them all die.
Yes, help you with the creature that seems personally focused on one of the guards, and who the guard continues to antagonize foolishly.
I didn't want to antagonize it. I just magic missile didn't.
I saw that he attacked all of us.
Not very.
If you have dragged like the dwarf away and ate him now, wouldn't have.
He was going to, I think, actually.
He was going to focus on that until people just got in his face.
Yeah, but then maybe. Nah, I don't think so. He attacked us. Fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got to die.
You're the one to
now
attack
he's working.
first.
Now he's working with bandits and like letting caps be everywhere.
Yes, Tempus won initiative. He struck first.
Yeah.
Sure, but he did say he was going to attack us.
He didn't say he was going to attack you. I just said roll initiative. He said
but
that you're going to have
something before that about
you're going to have to earn your passage through the Wildwood.
Maybe he meant you have to calm it down, befriend it. But even so, he was a dick because he released a rapid direwolf on us.
Yeah, and threatened me for no reason, and threatened the entire town with.
Yeah, he's gonna kill the entire town if we don't do something that we have no idea about ever.
Yeah.
Like that's unrealistic to expect us to deal with that.
Well, you know, powerful people have unrealistic expectations, right?
And he's like, solve it. If you're the Archmage, then do it. But I'm not, though. And he's like, oh, well, I'll kill everybody you know. If you're not the Archmage, I don't have to be scared. I can just kill anybody I want.
And because one person dies, he blames all of civilization for it.
So what if he said
death
yes?
is natural anyway.
So what if you said yes to being the Archmage?
Well, he'd be like, well, then I kill you because I don't like you very much. And he'd send a wolf at me. Prove that you are. And then fight the direwolf and... Yeah.
Bad things happen.
Yeah. You douchebag. And we will never, ever be able to have peaceful relations with a person like that.
Zero bias here. Zero.
Talking from personal experience.
So I get a new daily spell now. I think I'm gonna choose the fire spell actually.
Yeah. I think you need to move in that. I mean, fire is a natural element as well.
Burn down the forest because it makes the target terrible.
Wood burns well. It's natural that it burns.
If it didn't want to be on fire, it wouldn't be so flammable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So yeah, full heal up. You're all restored to full hit points, full recoveries. You of course can re-choose your spells if you want to rearrange your spells. You'll get a new spell slot.
Does that work for my commands and tactics as well? Because I can't find any mention of it at least.
You would have to look at your level progression chart, which is in the commander chapter.
Does it say that? Would it say that I can re-choose my things in the chart?
That's what you're talking about. Yeah, you'd be able to re-choose your things just fine. They count as like spells or like powers for you, so you can re-choose your tactics. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. I know. 40 hit
see,
points, 2d6 for recovery.
See, you have a total of 5 commands and tactics now at level 2. Yeah, you can repick those at a full heal up just fine.
Also, another question. What is a non-last gasp effect?
A non-last gasp effect would be a situation that isn't a last gasp effect. There are certain situations, certain monsters, that can put you into a situation where even though you're not at 0 hit points, you're dying. For example, an ooze slowly eating your body would count as last gasp saves. Last gasp saves are pretty rare. There's a small section in the combat chapter, I believe, which is focused on them. Along with
okay. Yeah, I misunderstood completely. It's not a non-last gasp effect. It's a non-last gasp effect.
What?
Right.
You made yourself twice.
No fucking sense.
I was confused whether to the difference of a last gasp effect and a gasp effect.
What page is this on?
Yeah, it's. I think it's fine, but I'll just post it in.
What page is this on?
It is on page 34.
Okay.
The tactic enforce clarity.
Enforce clarity. Okay, 1 non-last gasp effect on the target ends. So, something that isn't pertaining to that last gasping thing, like if you're vulnerable, or if you're weakened, or if you're dazed or confused. That would be something.
So, in other words, any effect that is not a last gasp effect.
Yes, you can end... Okay. Obviously, it would be impossible for you to end the staggered condition, but... That's more like a state of being. Like Thorak would be able to solve that, but not you.
So, like when it says recoveries is 1d6 times level, is that then 2d6 or 1d6 times 2?
It's 2d6.
All right.
Yeah, I have 40 hit points, 2d6 plus 4. My weapon dice have all gone up for my basic melee and basic ranged. I gain 1 extra spell. Gain 1 to all my defenses. 1 to attack, 1 to skills, and 1 feat.
So, leveling up is on page 189 of the core rulebook, which goes through basically what steps that would be good for you, or not good, but what steps you'd want to undertake whenever you level up. +1 to your attacks, your defenses, and your skill checks. An additional die of damage with weapon attacks. More hit points, an additional feat, the ability to wield an additional magic item. At 4th, 7th, and 10th level, you get ability score bonuses, you get more icon bonuses, and possibly more powers and spells, depending on your level progression.
Yeah, in which case, I'm done. I'm going to save my token. I can officially say it's leveled up. Unfortunately, until next level, my spells dice don't get bigger either.
So the amount of battles we have had in this session, is that sort of
normal?
A common amount? Like, is that the standard?
It was for this first session. Every session's going to end up being like unique situations. This was just a situation where you were undergoing, like, a travel through a hostile area. You might have sessions where you don't have any combat at all and just focus a lot on roleplay heavy things, or just a minimum of combat, or you might have sessions which do go combat heavy. That depends on what you as players choose to focus on, if you don't want to do much combat stuff, and if you choose routes which wouldn't lead to much combat. Like, say for example, the bandit situation could have been resolved by paying the toll in the form of the wine bottle that Griffin God got by rolling a 6.
Which would have saved my lightning, admittedly.
I completely forgot that.
I thought they were going to take everything.
That's what they said, but apparently the wine would have been enough.
Yes, that was the purpose of the note there, like, pay this toll to the Whispering Ravinger, and that would have given you folks a clear pass to that, no fighting.
Oh.
Which would have saved Dark Spell, and if you folks had invested more time in that, you would have saved whatever other resources you might have expended.
Yeah, remember that nuke? I could have used that nuke on the direwolf.
The lightning, yes.
Yeah.
That would have annoyed the direwolf, especially if I empowered that.
So yes, I would recommend like being more attentive as players in those situations. Although you might want to roleplay, that doesn't excuse like dragging.
My character had no idea that would happen.
Right, I understand that, but still, as a player, although you want to roleplay, there's still like you still want to avoid situations where it's imminently reasonable. It's a fight that you don't have to have and can be entirely avoided.
Sure.
So that would be something to discuss with, say, a group in that situation. Like
for
hey,
example, I didn't want to strike the druid guy first.
Right.
Because I didn't want to take away the chance for diplomacy, even though I wanted to do it.
You know, like those icon relationship dice that you folks roll are meant to be advantages that you folks can leverage. And if there's 5, then consequences that come into effect as well. Perhaps not in this session that you can see, but in the close future. And next session, you'll have icon relationship dice to roll again, and that'll continue.
Maybe I'll actually get one.
Maybe Leon will actually roll something which benefits him.
You did crit a few rolls, though.
The information you learn could have been entirely different, as well as shape the encounters that you folks experienced at the start of this session. And next session and through the sessions beyond, your icon relationship dice rolls will continue to impact that, as you leverage the various functionaries of the world to help you. And perhaps have some consequences from that as a result of your connections. It's a two-way street. But yes, now Tempus has a bottle of rare dwarven brandy.
You know, it didn't turn out all bad.
You sell it for some money.
If only he really consumed things. Oh wait, Forgeborn.
I think we'll add Ray of Frost to my list, since I kind of wanted that a few times because I can maximize it. Can't do that. I mean, it's kind of wasted on the Shock and Grasp.
Ooh. I did notice a cool level 3 wizard spell I might consider getting, which is Crescendo.
Well, that's level 3, which you do not qualify.
I know not yet, but the point is I'm like looking because like I'm not happy with any of the wizard spells available to me. It's like no, I don't like these actually.
Acid Arrow is good.
You did make use out of that. An Acid Arrow ritual was not entirely something I considered, though I did consider rituals. Acid Arrow one worked.
Yeah.
I consider taking Acid Arrow just for the ritual purpose, or like charm person for ritual purpose, because that could be amusing.
Could if you have 1d3 hours, but yeah,
Not
make people happy at this party.
It wouldn't necessarily be 1d3 hours.
A shield ritual about the city.
That we may need both of us doing.
I don't think a level 1 spell is gonna fucking stop
Probably
Ajax.
But hey, if I can take a turn of doing stuff, then that's a really well paid shield spell.
But like a Harry Potter-esque force field around the entire thing.
I'm gonna risk it all and trying to roll a 20 on Ajax.
Take him down.
Evoke this mother.
You just need to hold him back. You just need to hold him for like 6 turns. Then
the escalation die will be great.
You'll be able to hit him.
Yes. Are there any questions or comments for me or things you want to do on this map before I close the server?
I'll say I definitely enjoyed the session.
Have I leveled up my character? I think I have. Just save it again to be sure.
I haven't leveled up mine, but I will do that later.
Yeah, I'll do that locally because I have to fix
if you
some
got
of the
plenty of
macros
time.
anyways.
Yeah, just gonna save my token. Then
along with time to make your decision about where you would like your characters to head next. If you would rather not repeat all of those wonderful combats, then that's certainly possible. But that was a very hostile area, and they were provoked in some cases.
I liked it. I enjoyed the danger.
Yes, the danger.
Somewhat.
I was considering like how many people will be on the floor when we finally finish up at the direwolf.
In that case,
those
if
rolls on the wolves.
In that case, if the direwolf had been a named villain, Fargus would have been dead. If this were an older version of Dungeons and Dragons, he would have been dead too. But I'm of the sort that characters don't die in those situations. I might have imposed some form of hit point penalty or some penalty to attack rolls or skill checks if you weren't getting a full heal up. But in that situation, I knew that would be the last fight.
Alright, yeah.
We cast Color Spray on the townsfolk.
And yes, that 18 damage, that was meant to, like, whenever I looked up that monster and saw that that's what it was going to be, because that's in one of the book, I'm like, yeah, that'll do. And if it criticals, yeah, that'll do. And if Manaki,
that's killing any of us.
And if Manaki criticals with an evoked acid arrow, yeah, that'll do. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, at the point, if I had an acid arrow available and hit him with that would change everything.
It is very unlikely that I would have saved it for like 4 combats previously.
Well, the point is, what if something stronger is around the corner?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly noting, as I suspected, as my experiences would suggest, that the building battles thing is a suggestion, and the book says that's on the high end, but I have so much experience with players and experience with the system that I know that I gotta make these encounters unfair, at least per the balancing rules considered. You've certainly fought more in those 5 encounters than the suggested list for 5 level 1 characters, but I knew tactics.
Yeah. I in my head, I was kind of like adding up, like, is this the same balance he told us before? I don't think it is.
Well, the entire 5th encounter, for example, as well, that dire wolf there is actually ranked higher. Like, he has like a value of 6, whereas you folks would have a value of 5. And then I add the level 1 wolves on top of that as reinforcements a bit later. But that escalates the fight quite quickly.
In my head, I was trying to add up, I didn't know the exact values for them, but it was like, this isn't adding up as a fair fight for us.
And the book says, like, these battles really shouldn't be fair anyway. You should always give the monsters some sort of tweak, because the players will have tactics and familiarity.
We'll be smart.
Yes.
It'll reroll attack rolls and stuff.
And all the enemies won't be smart.
Courtesy of sheep. That was really nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because at least I don't expect them. It's just like, oh fuck, and then suddenly, oh, you can reroll. Oh.
Yeah, the things I can do with my character aren't very flashy, but they are very useful.
Yeah, very, very useful.
Yeah.
I never hit anything, and I just get punched in the face. But god damn it, can I make other people do?
Now you have a little +1x. I mean, that's something. If there's a really big thing, you're probably gonna be in its face. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
A little +1x. That's the indomitable war axe.
Yeah.
It's better than any equipment you've got on you.
It most certainly is. I have a stick that I don't even have written up as a weapon because I don't.
I clearly have the best item of all, Gryph. I have Gryph in a cube.
If I could have one of those, I probably would. Throw it, choose him, and then he'll fight for me. Yeah.
So, anything else that you folks wanted to comment on about the session, or to me, or to each other?
Let's see.
Sorry, bandits.
I was very curious of how some of the players' reactions would have been, especially to certain things, and also when you guys said I was like setting the forest on fire. I completely was okay with rolling with that. It's like I wasn't expecting that to be said, but it's like, this is fine.
There's no need for an apology in that situation. I certainly wasn't hurt by it. I'm like, alright, they want to fucking fight. I'm not gonna stop them for fucking fighting. Let's go. But if
I don't really regret that I did it, but still, sorry.
it does remove like Gryph's like player agency and the advantage he rolled from his icon to take that from him. So it's not a problem that I personally have. Just you took that from him. Even if your character didn't know, you as a player did it.
I as a player actually didn't know that either. So.
Well,
to be honest, I didn't remember that. Well. I was like,
was I the only one who remembered the fact that I know what's going on?
I didn't associate those bandits because they were like, give us everything. It's like, okay, fair, that's it. It's not like pay the money and you can continue on.
Usually when when I'm not involved, when my character doesn't know it, I try to not be involved in what's happening, so I intentionally don't know it later.
I just didn't. I don't know. I just completely blanked on it.
No metagaming.
But yes, that's why, the icon relationship dice results are revealed to the entire group, at least the ones that are utilized. For example, Sheep's Dream there is the person that he pictured. He ended up seeing the session.
Yeah, I'm so confused by how that was supposed to help me, because I'm sure it would have helped me somehow, but I don't get it.
It means it's not in this session, but in the future, right? It means that he has to fight Ajax too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's what it means. You have to rally her to fight again.
And I understand, like, not everything might be seen as, like, a direct benefit. Like, how does this fucking, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? This isn't a ritual scroll. Fuck you. But then you got an Indomitable War Axe, so fuck you.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfectly balanced. Some things are more useful than others. It's just how it is.
It's not meant to be perfectly balanced. Sheep rolled 5-6-5 on his icon relationship dice.
And then another 5 later.
Yes. Quite a number of circumstances and situations. And we'll see how you folks color the sessions and what benefits and complications you come up with in the future.
How often can I change my spells?
Every full heal up.
Every full heal up.
Yes.
Right.
Every full heal up, you can rearrange your spell list. Full heal ups might happen during sessions, but here in this case, it was going to happen at the end of the Wildwood.
Yeah. So it's fair that I don't have to pick before we actually decide on what we're going to be doing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I think that's fair.
Because if we go to Crypt, I might bring a utility spell just for the whole portal.
Yes.
But I don't want to bring that into the forest. That's dumb.
Like, you don't have to decide until basically the start of next session, like what spells you want to bring.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up 2 fire spells actually.
You've seen the light.
He saw a lot of light. He did.
Yeah. Flames glimmering.
I don't have to use them in the forest.
But wait a second, Fargus. What about all of those angry tree spirits? They wanted vengeance, justice.
Yeah, the forest is corrupted.
Fight fire with fire.
Are you saying the forest is wrong? Are you saying
the forest is wrong? Yes.
The forest is corrupted by evil
spirits.
It
is wrong and corrupted. We need to slay the spirits and exhume them.
And this is why you have a conflicted relationship with High Druid.
Yep. Yes.
I like the spirits, but not those ones. They're dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you're right.
Well,
I fully agree. I think you're the real druid, and these are just the fake druids.
Exactly.
Doing evil druid things, and we need to slay them all.
Precisely, the false druids. They don't follow the true druid code.
Mm-hmm. Look how they're blemishing your name.
Exactly.
You need to slay them all.
Yeah,
you need to give the forest its vengeance.
No, I need to
murder.
show them the light, and those who want to see
the
light,
Ajax
I will
they were angry at.
That's not evil thinking.
You're right. They're all wrong.
Yeah. You're trying to corrupt me, aren't you?
What? No.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. I mean, you didn't go out sleeping under a tree. We slept in a bed. Okay, that says enough about you.
I would prefer sleeping under a tree, actually, but yeah.
All right.
You can go out and sleep under a tree if you want.
All right, I'm disconnecting the server.
All right.
Is there anything else that you folks have for me?
Not that I can think of. So no.
Not really. I like the session. It certainly has fanned out. So I don't really know how I'm gonna get the others to not focus on that fucking undead thing.
I know. Just fucking like, how am I supposed to get them to act on my personal vengeance?
This is a red herring. We have important shit to do. A noble family is worried about their crypt. What the hell does that even matter?
I actually agree with you.
Look at that.
We can't have enemies on 2 fronts.
All right, so you go do that, and we'll go do the other thing.
Never split the party.
I like it.
Then come with us.
Totally split the party. I love this idea.
2 separate sessions next week.
You want to stay together?
Think of it from a metagaming perspective. We get twice the experience.
You thought the battles were unfair for you this session.
Before you get any more bad ideas, Manaki, I'm going to disconnect all of you.
I'll just go portal the door to that mausoleum, and we'll leave, and we can do important stuff.
No more ideas, Manaki. Goodbye.
Oh, shit. Alright. That was the first session of the 13th Age campaign. Grimith takes on Europe. We'll have to see what they do next time.